All right, so welcome to Molecular Biology Lab online. These are unprecedented times, and we're being asked to do difficult things. So your task and my task is to move Molecular Biology Lab online and to make this as productive a learning experience as we possibly can. So this video is meant to set expectations. So we are moving the lab exercises online. I feel strongly that to leave from a molecular biology class, you must experience molecular cloning. And so that's going to be a big part of what you do over the next couple of weeks is get to experience molecular cloning. So just a little bit about the workflow, how that's going to go. Some of the material will be submitted through As You Learn. So this will be similar to what you've been doing as part of the in-person class. So your lab reports will be submitted to As You Learn. This is the lab specific As You Learn page. Your data sheets will now be submitted online through As You Learn. You will receive feedback, both quantitative and qualitative, on your reports through that lab As You Learn page. And the grade book in As You Learn will still be your source for quantitative feedback in the class. So all of this is what you're familiar with. This is what we've been doing all semester. This has not changed. The unique thing is that we are going to move the lab exercises online. And after a couple hours of discussion, we've decided that Top Hat is probably the best way to do that. And so what we'll do is we'll place the protocols in Top Hat, and we'll intersperse the protocol with some videos that explain to you how the lab is supposed to work. At the bottom of each Top Hat page, there'll be a discussion board. And so fair warning, if you send a question to me or if you send a question to your instructor, that question will most likely end up on the discussion board. I can tell you right now that the discussion board is set up to be anonymous. And so if you post a question on the discussion board, your peers will not know who has posted it. However, we as instructors will know who's posted it. So there's some anonymity built in, and you should be able to feel comfortable posting to that discussion board. I should be looking at the discussion board occasionally. The lab instructors will also be checking in on the discussion board. So you may get feedback from any one of us, but the idea is that we've built in what we think are the essentials for the lab exercises, and we recognize that there is discussion that goes on in the lab space, and so we're trying to simulate that by providing you a discussion board. Ultimately, the lab final will be posted online, and you all will take that lab final through Top Hat. So we still have some details to work out there, but it should be similar in format to what you would have been expecting. Top Hat has some tools that will help to make sure that you all aren't using resources that you shouldn't be using during that Top Hat exam. So that should be a closed book final, but I'll share more details when we get closer to time. So the last thing that I want to share with you as part of this video is that the workflow for each week will be consistent. The way that I'm thinking about this is that we have 3 weeks. So we have the transformation lab, which you will be seeing as part of this video. We also have a lab where we follow up and check to see what the transformants have done. And then we have another lab where we do complementary DNA or cDNA synthesis and RT-PCR. So we'll do 3 weeks of this workflow. The new material will be posted on Monday. Everything will be due on Sunday. And so what I mean by everything is that you must work through the lab exercises. There'll be questions that are built into those lab exercises. You must complete those questions. Those will be your participation grades for the week. And then you must turn in your lab report. So everything, you must go through the lab exercises page and submit your lab report by Sunday at midnight. So that's a lot of work to do. Even though the deadline is Sunday at midnight, I expect that you will be working on it throughout the week. If you wait until Sunday after 5, you're probably not going to get it all done. So make sure that you budget your time accordingly. I've set this up so that it's all asynchronous. You don't have to log on at any specific time. You can work through it at your own pace. I recognize that computers and internet access might be challenging over the next couple weeks. And so you can do it at your own pace. I'm giving you lots of rope. I recommend that you don't hang yourself with it. So try to get that done before the deadline. Try to get it all submitted before the deadline. And so the last thing about workflow is that help will be available through the discussion boards. I like the discussion boards because it gives us a chance to answer a question once. If you have a question, presumably somebody else in this class of 60 has the same question. And so if we use those discussion boards, that helps to cut down on the amount of redundancy that we're doing. The other option that we're providing for you is virtual office hours. And so for virtual office hours, you should wait for contact from your instructor specifically. So if you had lab with Kate or Aaron or Elsie, you should wait for a message from them and instructions from them for setting up these virtual office hours. So hopefully y'all are ready. This is a big commitment. Hopefully y'all are with me, and away we go.